This is the Revell Snap Tight Millennium Falcon kit. This one came out in 2007, and what I'm going to be doing today is showing you a couple little techniques that I came up with for painting this ship. Now, the kit itself is fairly nicely detailed. It's got some issues, like most Millennium Falcon kits have. Some certain things about the Revell Snap Tight kit are the dumbing down of some of the parts that I don't like very much, particularly the quad guns and the radar dish. That's a bit of a problem, but you can get a really nice looking little model out of this kit if you put some work into it. So this one came out in 2007. They have re-released this for the new Star Wars movie, and the thing that they've changed is the radar dish for the new kit. It's basically the original kit with the different radar dish on it. This one's got the round circular dish, and the new one has the oblong rectangular dish from the new movie. So I'm going to show you a couple little techniques and some thoughts about how to paint your model kit, and we'll get on to the next part. And welcome to the second part of the video. This is the top side of the Falcon. I have the radar dish taken out. I'm going to show you why in a little bit. The quad gun's installed, but I'm going to discuss that as well. This is how the model comes together once you've done a lot of your weathering and other effect painting to it. It looks pretty good. There are certain issues with it that most people know about. The big one being the sidewalls of the Falcon. Now, bring the camera down sideways. You'll notice that the walls are pretty thick. They're not thin like they are in the movies. And unless you want to go out and spend a tremendous amount of money upgrading this kit to make it a little bit more screen accurate, you can actually get away with it if you go with a pretty dark wash on the sidewalls and then do your highlight works. Now, the thing with doing the dark wash on the sidewalls is that it actually makes them recess a little bit more and definitely makes them look slightly thinner. Now, you're never going to get the thin look of the movie with these, but going with a darker wash than the actual studio model or the filming model gives you a thinner looking sidewall. And this actually, it doesn't look too bad when you get the dark wash in there. Now, I went pretty dark and went with a medium gray dry brush, and poked out a little bit more with some white on that. My model is pretty extensively weathered, especially on the top side as compared to the bottom, and I'll explain a little bit about more why my philosophy on that is in a minute. Now you can get into some of these recessed panels here, these I guess maintenance access ways, and the model kit comes with the tubes and feed lines and that kind of stuff solid molded in there. Instead of going to the effort of cutting all those out and that sort of stuff, basically I underpainted them with black, and if you get in close you can see that it doesn't really, it's obviously it's blocked out there, but when you get away from it a little bit from the ship, about a foot or two away, it gets very hard to tell whether or not that's actually a solid pipe or not. And let's see, let's talk about the radar dish. Now, this is one of the areas with the Revell Snap Tight kit that's a bit of a disappointment. This is the radar dish assembly, and it's all made out of pretty much solid plastic. This is your radar base, dish base, and as you can see, it's one solid piece of plastic. Now, where the area is painted black, that would have been open on the studio model. The dish itself is, it's not too badly detailed. It's got a nice surface texture on it. This has been, once again, this has been dark washed with a bit of a dry brushing over the top of it. The back of the dish has this stud that fits into the support. Now, that's not on the studio model, and that I will be cutting off. This is the housing for the clamp for the radar dish. Now, as you can see, this is a solid piece. What I've done, here is cut out that solid piece on that side there. So now you have the arms that would be on the regular looking arms for the radar dish. I'll be doing the same thing on the bottom there. Now what I did was basically take an X-Acto knife and cut along this line here and this line here, and then scored on the back side, and then snap that centerpiece out, which left the two arms for the radar dish. I'll also be removing this plastic stud as well, which feeds into this. So once that's all assembled, you'll be able to see that the radar dish is a little bit more open, and looks a little bit, will look a little bit closer to the film miniature. Now, the base of the dish, we'll find it here. That area that's painted black right there, that is also going to be cut out as well. And you can see that there's a bit of a buildup at the base. That's all going to have to be shaved down. So it'll open all this up and make the radar dish look a lot more screen accurate than it is. Now, once again, this kit is not it's not the most accurate in the world, but it does look good when you get it